Warning, this podcast is not performed by a professional and therefore should not be taken serious unless you want these hands. This podcast contains mild language, several sensitive topics, and some off-the-wall comments. So please, for your safety and protection of your sanity, don't try this at home.
Are you ready?
Surprise, motherfucker!
It was North Jersey had New York, South Jersey had Philly. So I watched all the Philly stuff.
And don't the Giants practice in Jersey?
They even play. They play in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Them and the Jets, but they claim New York just because it's a fine.
Oh wait, that's what I meant. The Jets, not the Giants.
They both do. They got the same
shit.
stadium. They
Damn.
share,
That's messed up.
Yeah, they share a stadium and play in New Jersey.
Yeah.
But they could just because I guess they don't want to rep. They don't want to rep New Jersey. They want to rep New York instead. That's why I really hate the Giants. I never loved the Giants. I don't care about the Jets, but then I became a Cowboys fan because my granddad was a Cowboys fan. Even though I watch Philly twice a year, I watched it with him, and he rooted for the Cowboys. So.
Well, shit. I was a Cowboys fan when I was younger, but that was just because my parents were Cowboys fans, and I didn't know much about football. And then I discovered Michael Vick, and ever since then, it's just been the Falcons. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on?
Shit, man. Nothing.
I feel that. Been a rough ass weekend. How was Thanksgiving?
Oh man, it was pretty good. You know, with the coronavirus going on, a whole lot less people than what I'm used to seeing around in the neighborhood and everything, like in the house. But it won't bad. It won't bad at all. Just little family, little friends. That's it.
I think I got too drunk too early. Far too early.
I didn't even drink, yo.
You didn't drink?
I didn't. I just thought about it. I didn't even take a. Usually it's like a party at the house during the Thanksgiving.
Right.
And it's usually great. But then it was like, when it's just, mom's cooked, me and my brother Wes there, brother Tyler come through, that's it. And then some friends like 2-3 hours later, it didn't feel the same. It didn't have the same mood.
Yeah, that's how, this year it was 8 of us there, but it was just like immediate family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, shit. So, how was the weekend?
That jump was kind of good, man. I ain't gonna lie. See,
did you have to work still?
Yeah, but
Friday too?
Nah, that's why it was good.
Okay.
So I work like 6 days.
Right.
Like Friday through Wednesday. And
shit.
Yeah. So we had Thursday and Friday off. Man, I go to work Saturday and Sundays. It's a bunch of little bullshit. I ain't do nothing.
You said it was a bunch of bullshit.
Just a little bit of bullshit. I ain't do nothing 2 days in a row.
This mic not picking me up right.
Like 2 days didn't do a thing.
1, 2, 3, check. All right, that's a little bit better. Still don't want to talk into that shit like this. I hate talking like directly into it. That's why I like turning this bitch up. But it's whatever. So you didn't see the Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. fight?
No, I wasn't paying $50 to watch that.
I didn't pay $50, but one of my boys bought it. So I was just like, all right. We did a podcast while we were watching it.
Right.
I just have to upload it now. But that's just like almost 2 hours long. So, well, the podcast is not the actual event. But you know who Nate Robinson is, right?
Yeah, of
the
course.
basketball player. So you've been seeing it all over.
Oh man, it's been horrible, man.
That was very embarrassing.
One of the funniest ones was the interaction between him and Steph Curry. Did you see that?
Some about
he put on his Twitter, he's gonna do this fight for the fellow athletes, his brothers, his kids.
Oh yeah.
Right, all this, and it sounds good. You know, he had right intentions. Not gonna go against him. Not gonna clown him for this situation. And Steph Curry quotes the tweet, says, "Hold it down, dog." He responds to it. I'ma shock the world.
Shit, he shocked the hell out of me.
I
know that much.
After the fight, Steph Curry said, "I see no lies," and I was just like, "Yeah."
Oh, he said that after the fight.
Yeah, I see.
That's why people been sharing that. I thought he said it like before the fight, and they were just like, "Oh, like this aged terribly" type thing, Damn, I didn't know that happened after the fight.
I'm pretty sure he put that after the fight. I see no lies.
Well, here's the thing: you do have to respect Nate Robinson for stepping in a boxing.
I don't disrespect no fighter that gets in the rings.
Well, he's not a fighter.
I mean,
Dude,
not only that, but like, so it's even better. Like, I'm not gonna say like jokes being made won't come from me. I'll laugh, but I'm not gonna make a joke.
Yeah, I was about to say. I mean, I'm gonna laugh at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna laugh because I find
I've been posting them on my Snapchat
because they're funny. Like, comedy.
Oh, yeah.
It's all comedy.
Right.
Like, no ill will against Nate Robinson himself, but them things is funny. Like, I already seen one judge like Nate Robinson challenge.
Damn, they got it up there on the TV. Well, they had it up there.
They had 8 bodies talking about the Nate Robinson challenge. Yeah. They was all knocked out. Come on, man. But
that's wild.
Like, respect though. Dude got in the ring.
Right.
And one thing that really one thing that got me, there's a boxer. He goes to social media and dude, Ryan Garcia, call him the Flash. Great young boxer, good.
I don't know who the hell that is. Well, I don't really follow boxing. I follow MMA. Yeah. So like, we were really only doing the podcast on Saturday because it was a Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. fight.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even if you go back and like listen to the podcast, there's so much like dead air where we're not saying shit because we don't know who the hell is like boxing at the moment.
Right.
But obviously, once it got to Badu Jack and the other guy that he fought, and then Jake Paul and Nate Robinson, like, of course you knew who the hell they were then.
But so Ryan Garcia, he's renowned boxer in the game right now. Like,
great.
Yeah, he's just great. Undefeated. The dude's hands is fast. They're precise. Reminds me of somewhat like Floyd. So I feel like he could have that jump. He ain't beat a lot of big name fighters like,
I don't know. A lot of fighters have tried to compare themselves to Floyd. You remember Adrian Broner?
Yeah.
But is that it?
I think something like that. I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking. The cocky.
Yeah. They always want to compare themselves to it, but people forget that Floyd used to knock people out. He just stopped doing it because the longer his fights went, the more money he got.
I don't know.
Floyd
does he have knockout power?
Floyd got 50 fights. I'm pretty sure he got like 20 knockouts and something in there. If you got 20 knockouts in your fight, and we all know the back 10 to 15 of your fights were just you being a ghost just because you got money to be a ghost.
Right.
I mean, come on now.
Well, dude, like that was what was so amazing about Saturday night.
Dude TKO'd Conor McGregor. Dude takes kicks to the face and he TKO'd that man in the ring. The dude.
Well, I mean that's also with Conor McGregor being very tired towards the end of the fight.
That's because it's hard to hit a ghost.
Well, it's not the same 5-round fight.
It's not. It's definitely different.
The UFC.
It's definitely different. But we're talking. But he still wore down a trained martial artist.
Right.
Probably one of the better ones of the generation.
Talking about Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
How much of that is hype? Think about that.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not even a big fan of Conor McGregor.
I'm not either.
But
I cheer him on. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not necessarily like say him and Nate Diaz fights. I'm cheering for Nate Diaz. I like Nate Diaz better.
I do like Nate Diaz, but hey, he got his dubs over Nate Diaz.
Right. When him and Khabib fought, I was definitely going for Khabib. I just didn't like all the disrespect and like the build up to that fight.
I don't like the way Conor. Like I get it. Maybe like a show that's gonna get your name out, your brand, your money, whatever. But I never really cared for that because I'm like, man, you got 2 grown men and they literally belittling each other in the jump. And wasn't he the one to talk about Khabib's
everything?
No.
Religion.
Yeah,
everything.
Okay. Why does everybody? Was it Khabib as well? The one dude? No. What's the one that got the fastest knockout to the white boy?
Jorge Masvidal.
Masvidal, yeah. Why are they just coming after minorities like this? It's just.
Well, my thing is just like, okay. Conor McGregor does it for the money, and he talks. Yeah, and he even said that in the cage. It's business, but that's not business. You going out there and fighting, that's business. That's you handling your business. Everything that you say and do aside from that is you. That's your character. That's you as a person. You know what I'm saying? That's not. Nobody's telling you. Nobody ever told Conor McGregor he had to, get on the mic and just start going off.
Yeah.
And I even said this one time before, I forgot who I was talking to. If it wasn't for the fact that he had so much star power as it is, like just in the cage, he was doing really good in the cage, and then he started talking shit. That mixed in with, don't get me wrong, anybody with an Irish accent that starts yelling and starts talking their shit, it's gonna sound funny. That's like hearing an African, or a Jamaican start going off and you not laughing or thinking like, oh shit, like this motherfucker's pissed,
Yeah.
But I definitely feel like there was far too much hype behind Conor McGregor. But here's my thing: is well, that's what made Saturday so important for me, at least, was for Nate Robinson and Jake Paul to even feel like they needed to fight. I mean, that was kind of a stretch. Like Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. Okay, I could kind of understand why you would try to get both of them to come back and fight. You know, Nate Robinson, he's not a fighter. There's a huge difference between sparring and going to all these practices and all these workouts and actually having experience in a boxing ring.
How much of a fighter is Jake Paul?
Well, he has one knockout.
Who?
He got a knockout. I don't know who it's over.
Where did he get a knockout? Because he got knocked out by KSI.
I think that's Logan Paul. That might be his brother.
Oh, is it?
Both of them, yeah, I think
both
both
of them were in fights?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure Logan Paul is the one that doesn't like KSI or whatever.
I don't know anymore, but one of them got dropped. Okay, well then I may be wrong on that one, but still, like these guys were nothing but personality characters.
Dude, they were around when Vine was like they were the main, you know, like famous people on Vine at first.
Yeah, they were big, and you know, if their fame carried over and he got into the fighting, John. It's not to say, but like to go back to the original point, like when I brought up Ryan Garcia and all the other, he sat there, he tweeted, he said, "You can't play boxing." And You can't. But
that's what I'm saying.
Logan and Jake Paul weren't boxers when they first started.
Well,
they got into the ring. You give Nate Robinson another training period and tell him to come back and fight. We're not gonna look at a 2-round knockout the way we just did.
Who knows though? Fighting is so weird because it's like you can't look at fighting the same way as like a basketball game, even a wrestling match. You know, in a wrestling match, you can get held down and, you know, because you can't, you know, do anything on your feet because the guy's holding you down, you're going to lose that match.
You can't, but experience matters. Just like when we looked at the fights, what is their names? Deontay Wilder and remember the
Tyson Fury.
Yeah, the first fight went the distance, turned out to be a draw. Second fight come, Tyson Fury put the hands on him because he had experience. He knew how he was going to fight. When we talking
Deontay Wilder still won though, didn't he?
No, man got knocked out. They threw the towel.
Oh yeah. I actually remember that because they did like the whole like it was like the screenshot, the still shot of him getting punched, and somebody put it beside. You remember the episode of Martin where he fought Tommy Hitman Hearns?
Yeah.
And somebody put like
that's what I'm saying, but like so experience changes. Like, fighting experience changes everything. Like this, like for you to say, yo, you can't play boxing. Dog, it's his first fight.
Still though.
I'm saying, give him another fight, and he gets knocked out the same way. We can have that argument. I'm not gonna condemn anybody on their first go.
Dog, just stick with basketball.
I mean, he was done.
I don't.
It's not like Nate Robinson came out of retirement of basketball and tried to fight Gervonta Davis.
Right.
Or Ryan Garcia. He came out and was fighting some other guy who wasn't a fighter all his life. He just got in the gym recently.
That was kind of like what we've been talking about even on Saturday night. It was like they need to stop doing these celebrity fights because first of all, what it's doing is it's already messed up Nate Robinson's reputation. You know, it's okay. People, you know, respect him. They respect him still.
Yeah.
But he's gonna get clowned.
But what was
for a long time.
I mean, but that's whatever. Like I'm not gonna sit here and like, you know, oh, Nate Robinson, you got knocked out, and then now I'm gonna look at you different. Things happen. So I don't think it's that big of a detriment to his character, to his brand. Like I don't think no one's gonna sit here and it's gonna be the death.
I think so. I don't think it's the end of. He's still gonna make money because he's a big name. You know, he's still gonna have his sponsors and whoever the fuck, you know, pays him. But
that's what I'm saying. He gets a second fight against whoever, and it comes out and wins that second fight.
He would definitely have to do it against Jake Paul.
His second fight would not be against Jake Paul. As long as, you know, they maybe have another fight. But as long as it doesn't look like, yo, you did one and done, and that's how you went down. He comes out with a second fight, and, you know, it goes the distance. He wins by decision.
Right.
You know, or he goes the distance, and he loses by decision. As long as it doesn't look the same way against it did Jake Paul, it only elevates. He takes another L like he did against Jake Paul.
Oh yeah,
in that same fashion.
He needs to just call it a quit.
Then I'm with you. You can't play the fight game.
But that's the thing about it is this. Okay, when was the last time you seen a rapper or somebody, just some famous person, get into an argument with a basketball player or a football player, and then on Sunday you see their coach let that celebrity come in and, you know, put on a pad or, you know, get on the basketball court, just something, you know, like there's a reason why you don't see all these cross, you know, contamination, whatever, of athletes in sports, you know. But it seems like with combat sports, it's so easy to manipulate it because it's so easy to just do these cash grab fights.
It is.
That had no reason, that had no reason being the co-main event on Saturday.
Didn't they have like an argument, disagreement? That's how they ended up in the ring.
Yeah, that's how the entire thing started. Was over Nate Robinson calling Jake Paul out for not fighting any athletes. That's why he looks stupid right now.
That's detrimental.
That is detrimental.
that is detrimental. Okay. I feel you, dog. How big is Jake Paul? Because it looked like he was much bigger than Nate.
Well, he's a lot taller than him. I'm pretty sure they're, you know, close to the same size. I don't know.
Did they do a weigh-in for them?
Yeah, I don't know how much they weighed, but I know Nate Robinson. I remember his height said 5'9", and Jake Paul, he's got to be like maybe 6 foot.
Yeah.
So I mean, 5'9" compared to 6 foot, you can tell that difference. You know, it's not like 5'10", 5'11". Yeah.
Like, like you get on the football field and you put them pads on.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Especially with the stances and how low man wins.
Right.
So
Nate Robinson, he would definitely have a better advantage.
Yeah, but like I said, you know, Nate Robinson took that challenge on. He lost it. I don't feel like it's going to do too much damage to him. But
shit, I hope not.
I also don't feel like, you know, I like Nate Robinson, but what really was his brand? It's not like, you know, he's this all-star point guard. It's not like, you know,
he's a 3-time slam dunk champion.
I mean, because that's a short man's game.
The slam dunk contest?
Yes.
That ain't no damn short man's game.
What's better?
Dwight Howard the one that slam dunk
contest. Yeah, Dwight Howard won it. He's great, but he also lost it to him.
To Nate Robinson. Yeah.
What do you think is better? Any dunk Nate Robinson, any dunk Dwight Howard does, or?
Oh yeah, well Nate Robinson. I thought you meant like more short people like Nate Robinson enter into the contest. I was like,
no. I'm saying if you see a shorter person enter the contest.
Oh yeah, then yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
if they can do good in the contest, then they're probably going to win.
Any dunk they do, like even if you do the same dunk, if me and you were in a slam dunk contest, I'm like 5'6". You would be like 6'2"?
I'm 6'2", yeah.
Yeah, so we enter a slam dunk contest, and you do a windmill. That's cool. I do a windmill, and I get up and bang.
You're gonna win that.
That's what I'm saying. So just because of, it's like, oh well, he's supposed to be able to do it. That little motherfucker right there, he's not supposed to be able to do it, and then that's why the slam dunk contest is a short man game. Even though, you know, you see regular athletes, you know, like Zach LaVine and.
Right.
What is it, Jones? I can't get his name. But yeah,
I haven't watched the slam dunk contest in so long.
I haven't watched the NBA All-Star Weekend. I haven't watched an All-Star period. An All-Star Weekend in a Pro Bowl, like NFL, all of that stuff. I'm gonna be real with you. The only event out of all Major League Sports All-Stars that I like, or you know, like I like, you know, I just want to see is the Home Run Derby. There's nothing.
What the fuck is that?
From baseball.
Oh.
There's no other one like they toss basically like give me pitches, like these pro athletes. They gonna hit a 40-mile-per-hour ball down the lane like it's nothing, and they just smack it straight through. And then they hit like 20, 30 in a row, something like that. That's the only one I like.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really much of a football guy or football. I'm not much of a baseball guy.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. Like I don't watch it daily, but it's because it's tough to actually just get like, you know.
Well, I can watch baseball highlights. I can watch stuff like, you know, home runs, obviously.
Yeah.
And when somebody like barely catches the ball, you know, before it goes over the wall.
I watch.
What?
Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
But I'm just not into baseball that much.
I'm a Phillies fan, and I remember one of the
Figures.
Right. Side note: Philadelphia 76ers fan, Philadelphia Phillies fan, Philadelphia Flyers fan for hockey, Dallas Cowboys fan.
Oh, I was about to say, but you're not an Eagles fan.
No, not at all.
You got me.
But so
you beat me to it.
I remember one of the first time, like when I first started, like, you know, actually watching baseball.
Right.
I was like in high school. I said, I'm gonna watch this Phillies game. I said, it's Phillies it's my team. I'm gonna watch them. I turned that game off in the first inning.
Wow.
Phillies put up 8 runs in 1 inning on these boys.
Yeah, see,
And that's what I know it can happen, but I'm like, dang, it's not even. And I think they ended up beating them like 20 to something. And it was a single digits, like 20 to a single digit score. And I'm like, man, it was like, yo, if I was watching the Dallas Cowboys and they're up 45-7, I don't want to watch that. Or if they're down 6-30, like they have been, like they're down 6-30.
Or watch the football team. I'm sorry.
You know, and a lot of people are like, yo, you let the football team beat you, and it's getting to me. It's like these are still the same grown men who were just the Redskins the year before. They just got their name changed because it was a racial thing, and now you're talking about you want to disrespect those men. Talking about, oh, you got beat by a team that the football team. I'm like, come on, man, y'all sound childish. You grown adults being childish.
I haven't even watched a single Falcons game this year.
I watched the one y'all lost to the Cowboys.
I don't. Fuck you.
Hey, that was a shootout.
I actually remember that though.
But
my dad told me about that.
But the crazy thing about the Cowboys is being the fact that, man, it's not even like you look at the roster and like they're heavy loaded. It's like Dak Prescott has progressively gotten so much better. Like I remember when he first came into the league and he was 13-3.
And now he's hurt.
Yes, and I told my brother, I was like, man, I really hope he just signs the contract. I said, either sign the contract or go play somewhere else.
Oh, yeah, he's good now.
Yeah, I mean, he's good, but no, he didn't sign the contract. He franchise tagged. He got 1 year, $30 million. So,
So at the end of this year, it could be...
he's done. So he's a free agent again, to which they'll probably franchise tag him because they won't come in terms with money.
Right.
Because prior to him getting hurt, I think the man played 3.5 weeks. I think he played.
Then Andy Dalton got hurt, didn't he?
Yeah, Andy Dalton got hurt. Then the backup quarterback was garbage, and it was a fiasco. Everybody, they call Dallas Cowboys the America's team. And that's only because how many fans the Dallas Cowboys have comparatively to the rest.
I was about to say, in the 90s, they probably gained a lot of those fans.
Yeah, the Dallas
90s,
Cowboys,
early 2000s.
Yeah, I would just say like 90s. They do anything in 2000s. Ever since we hit this millennium, they ain't done nothing.
Shit. They got T.O. and thought they were going to do something. T.O., Tony Romo, Jason Witten, all them motherfuckers.
Hey, and you know what's crazy? A lot of people bash Tony Romo. Tony Romo's best running back he had was Marion the Barbarian Barber.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he was a slouch, but he wasn't no Ezekiel Elliott.
Oh, that dude was a monster, though.
He was. He fought every yard, even in age. He did. But he wasn't this like monster running back.
Well, yeah, okay, I'll definitely put Ezekiel Elliott over him, but they're not playing on the same teams, obviously.
But that's what I'm saying. So, like, I always said when Dak went 13-3 his rookie year, and they benched Tony Romo, two things. One, they only went 13-3 was because Tony Romo was on the sideline, and he was the coach in his ear, and not Jason Garrett. Because as soon as Tony Romo left that next year to be an analysis, boom, team performance goes down. Dak's numbers drop drastically. Secondly, I think if they would have put Tony Romo in the back half of that stretch and he stays healthy, I think the Cowboys go to the Super Bowl. Not because, I'm saying, Tony Romo couldn't do the job. I felt like with Dak being that helmet rookie, it gave Jason Garrett so much power. And I don't know if you remember against that Green Bay game.
Oh, no.
Well,
definitely don't remember that.
Fact. Jason Garrett calls... He calls, I can't remember what's happening in order, but it's an incomplete pass to Des Bryant, a run, and then he times out. Or it's in a different fashion.
Right.
And he left so much time on the clock for Aaron Rodgers. And then the defense got exposed. They get the field goal, game over.
Okay.
And so, I'm glad that Jason Garrett era is over. And I'm glad to see Dak Prescott do healthy, but I was so upset he didn't sign a contract. I'm like, bruh, you've been playing in this league 4 or 5 years. You have not been hit with the injury bug yet. You playing a risky gamble in this game.
Yeah.
And then here it comes, franchise tag year, the worst of the time to ever get injured, because now they're looking at you like, hey, we saw what you did the 5 years prior.
Right.
But this year right here, you hurt. You took the major injury. You sat out all season. It wasn't like you had a sprained ankle and you'll come back perfectly fine. Like you took. They said he's healthy. They say he's ahead of schedule actually. But it's like they're going to use that against you, that you didn't play the year prior. That you may not be in the same form that you was when you thought.
That's every athlete.
That's
every analyst talking about an athlete that gets hurt.
That's a business though.
Yeah, okay.
Because that's a good argument to say, oh, I should have to pay you Patrick Mahomes money because Patrick Mahomes ain't never been hurt. Patrick Mahomes got an MVP in a Super Bowl. You ain't got an MVP. You ain't got a Super Bowl, and you're hurt, and you just got a major injury. You sat out a year.
But he's on America's team.
And it's a business. America's team want money.
Oh yeah.
They gonna want money first. And
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're probably the wealthiest team.
They are. They're not only the wealthiest team in football. I'm pretty sure they're the wealthiest team in sports. Like
I wouldn't put it
Jerry
past
Jones.
them.
Jerry Jones himself. I think.
You don't think the Lakers though?
I think the top five. I think the top five is Cowboys at 1. I can't tell you there's one soccer team, and then there's the New York Yankees, Patriots.
I can see the Yankees.
I think it's the Lakers. But I'm pretty sure it's Cowboys, Yankees, soccer. It's either Patriots, Lakers, or something like that. I'm pretty sure it's that five.
I have no clue.
Yeah, but it's when I found out that, like, you know basketball is worldwide. But the idea that the Cowboys and the Patriots are in the top 5 when basketball worldwide, hockey's like the world sport.
I was about to say we have American football. That's every other country. It's soccer.
Basically. Yeah, the football.
Yeah.
So to see that 2 of those teams are like just like the richest,
Right.
and I think that really just comes from like United States being the way it is.
Well, yeah, we're a very rich country, obviously, but not even that. But just the fans.
Marketing and everything as well.
Right. Think about how likely you are to go into a Walmart and see a Dallas Cowboys shirt over
Miami Dolphins,
Carolina Panthers,
Barcelona soccer team.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying like somebody wearing one. You know?
Oh yeah. I mean,
not that they would be selling it, because I don't think Walmart would sell Cowboys stuff.
I think you can find a Cowboys one. I think you actually can find Cowboys, Redskins, especially around here.
Oh yeah, I can see Redskins. Yeah,
you know our fandom,
right? Yeah.
So in this area, you will find a Panthers one. I think you will find a Cowboys, a Redskins, and I think you may even find a Steelers one in this Walmart. Like we go to our local Walmart.
Right.
I think you will, just because like our fandom, and they'll do statistics, the whole business chart up, and they'll pull up and find out who's
So, what do you think about the Broncos not having 4 quarterbacks? All fucking 4.
I wish them all the best in a healthy life.
Yeah, most definitely.
But it is a fantastic situation in sports.
Wow.
They tried to have their
It was a receiver, wasn't it?
no, before they even got him.
Oh,
Before they even got him, they tried to do it's either a positions coach or somebody in their office. They tried to apply to the NFL to make him a quarterback because he had played before at a Division II university, but the NFL said nah. So they had
of course not. What the fuck y'all thinking? This guy isn't on y'all's roster.
He's in their office.
That doesn't mean
The dude was it Wendell Carter?
Who was the one who ended up going in? Kendall Hinton.
Kendall Hinton.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
he came from Wake Forest, though. I know he was a receiver at one point.
yeah, and he was on their practice. They signed him to his practice squad, and then now he's like, "Hey, bro, you're playing quarterback." Bro,
Dude, just think about getting that phone call.
To tell you play quarterback. Like,
Yeah, bro. I would be like, where the fuck is everybody else at? Like, I would dead ass text the whole like team group chat and be like, yo, what the fuck?
No shot to that man, but he probably wasn't even in the team group chat.
Oh damn, he in the practice squad.
He was on the practice squad, and then they told him
practice at 11. All right.
I wish I would have watched the game. I was at work. How'd he do?
Not good. They lost. So
damn. But it's even also crazy. The Saints was on their backup quarterback. Taysom Hill, I'm pretty sure.
Shit.
Yeah, he was on their backup.
Well, I don't think that
it's not
makes
bad.
as much. Yeah, I was about to
because
say
Taysom Hill has experience. Like,
right.
He's a name in the Saints organization. But they also had James Winston back there too. They just like to go Taysom Hill because he's been there longer.
Right.
So, they had backups. They would have been fine either way. It's still just funny, the man really had. Like I said, wish them all healthy lives, but that is a fantastic situation for that man to be on it, to play quarterback. Like, I gotta fight. You pulling the stats up?
I'm pulling up like just their roster.
I gotta find out.
Like, was he the best? Was he the best choice?
Hey, probably for quarterback that they could find. They had all because remember I told you they had already tried to get this one dude in their office to be a quarterback because he had played at like a Division II or Division One AA university.
Right.
So, and the NFL denied it. He was in their office, but they said, "Nah, we ain't having that."
Brett Ripon?
Oh, they got
Drew
smacked.
Lock. He's on.
Those are Broncos quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I know Drew Lock. They got smacked 31-3.
31-3. That is fucking terrible, dude.
Bro, that man hitting 1 for 9, 13 yards, 2 interceptions.
Who the fuck is Drew Lock? That's their quarterback.
Yeah, that's he got drafted maybe 2 years ago now.
Yeah. That's embarrassing. Well, okay. Obviously, they couldn't help it.
Yeah,
but
I mean that's the
it's just
quarterback's
like-
fault. They was all around each other, no
Right,
mask,
yeah,
and come on, man.
That's true.
What's even wilder is the Saints just got fined $500K and lost
For what?
And lost a 7th round draft pick because they celebrated after that game in the locker room, no mask, and. There's a video. There's a video on it. Jameis Winston out there dancing. He got his famous W,
Yeah.
his W win. But it's like, bruh, two things. On both sides, not picking sides. One, why did the Saints players think this was acceptable?
Yeah.
Because you know what they're doing. Why did you think that was acceptable? But then on the other side, you just made these guys 11v11 hit each other on the field. Not a single player of them had a mask on them, taking each other to the ground, and you're going to sit here.
Well, that's the weird thing about sports now. It's like, okay, they have a mask up until they actually start competing. Mm-hmm. So, when are they safe when they're competing?
They're not. But
Exactly.
it's the risk you take because it's the money. You're getting paid to play football. It's a part of your, like, I gotta go to work now and I gotta wear a mask 24/7. They got paid to play.
Same. Me too.
Yeah, they're getting paid to play football. It's part of the risk. This is what you gotta do. And no doubt they have very much better health insurance than I do. So they're definitely in a better situation if I get sick. But
We want to talk about health insurance. Quando Rondo might end up really getting fucked up, bro.
hey, he put it. I know we talked about it, but that man, he might have it coming. He just made.
Dude, $8 million. Who the fuck do you trust to not knock you off for $8 million? Bro, I wouldn't trust anybody that I knew. If there was a hit on me, if there was a bounty on my head for $8 million, I would sit in this fucking apartment. I would lock that door, like, pretty fucking good. I would just stare out the window.
You know what's wild?
What?
He didn't pull the trigger.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing. It's like in the whole situation. Had that dude not been there, the Lil Tim dude, who knows? You know, it might have just
Did he
been.
get caught?
Yeah, he's in jail now.
Okay, that's why he's not $8 million on his head.
No, they would have definitely been fucked up.
Yeah, and then Quando Rondo, I heard. That's why I said he got his coming because he put out that diss track talking about I'm not running, but you're canceling your shows. Man is literally making you cancel your income. You're not making money because this man put money on your head. You're running, dog.
He like tried to say that. Well, okay, he had a show in Georgia, and I don't know if it was in Atlanta or what, but the mayor and the police shut that shit down. Mm-hmm. Just because they know about what's going on. That's what he was trying to like almost pretend was, oh, that's not me, that's them, kind of, But why the fuck would you even want to do a show? And you know that he
got a street rep to uphold.
Well, he also still has to make money. And Lil Durk, he's definitely surpassed whatever Quando Rondo feels like he is. But
I didn't know of Quando Rondo until I met King Von, and then I met Quando Rondo.
I've heard of him.
I've only heard one track, and that was his response, and it was a diss track, and
the end of story.
Whatever it was, and it's the only one I heard from him. It's the only one I'm ever gonna listen to.
Well, King Von has a song that was literally, that shit was amazing, and it went gold. It's called Crazy Story.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you know that.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that song. That's like not the only one that everybody knows, but
it's his number one.
Right? Yeah.
It's like Lil Wayne, the Millie and stuff, Mr. Carter.
Right? Yeah. You know Lil Wayne for certain shit. You know certain rappers for
certain projects.
Right.
Take care.
But he came out with an album literally right before this. King Von did, or it might have been right after he died that it came out, or it might have been the same day. I don't know, dude. That shit was weird. It almost seemed like it happened, but it was like for a couple days it was really important. And now, like, you still see like little memes on Facebook about it, but it's just like not a joke that he's dead, but it's more now about the 8 million.
Yeah, you know, it's because this dude died, and he was giving you the ones. This man was giving you the ones, and your boy shot him. Your boy didn't jump him, your boy shot him. And you're out here making a diss track.
And then not even that, it wasn't like he was getting jumped.
No, it was 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Like, I got no respect. And I've seen this. I saw somebody
you can't have any respect for that.
I saw this one post. Somebody said, for the people who don't respect what Quando Rondo's boy do, those are people you gotta watch. I'm like, nah. Let me tell you, if me and you walking down the street, right?
And I get into a fight, what would you look like shooting the guy?
I'm not gonna shoot him. We may jump him because because we was mind our own business and it's just some random altercation.
Right.
Now, if me and if you get into a fight and it's just, and like you went, like let's say Jim, you and Jim already had beef, and you and Jim went to go shoot the ones. That's your 1-on-1. Right. But if it's a random nigga that I didn't know, you didn't know, y'all just got to argue it. He spits in your face. He ain't getting jumped.
Right.
It's just what the law is. It's just what it is. You go, if you knowingly go shoot ones, it's a 1. If it's just unknowing, then hey, it's an unknown ass whooping you getting jumped too.
Well, don't you think another thing is like, why was that the only shot? Was he the only one? No, he wasn't the only one that got shot. But I'm pretty sure he was the only one that started shooting.
Yeah, Quando Rondo's boy shot first.
Yeah.
And that's wild to me because your man was losing. And
he was getting tagged.
That's the worst part about it to me. It's like, yo, that's what makes me be like, yo, I hate the street niggas.
Oh yeah. Well, here's the thing.
Because if you out here willing to shoot just because your boy losing, you got to take this man's life because your boy losing.
Right.
And I'm like, I can't fuck with it.
I don't know who it was that was saying this. It was somebody on their Instagram live. I was listening to it earlier, and he was talking about like y'all got to stop that shit. Like it's not cool to get old and still be a gangster. You know what I'm saying? Like you can still have your rep and still, like you got to think about it this way. Okay, somebody like Snoop Dogg, full-fledged Crip. If somebody was to kill Snoop Dogg, how fast you think you would die? Or if you was to kill Snoop Dogg,
didn't they get Nipsey Hussle's killing people?
Oh, they got his mom and his sister. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. You take out a big one.
Yeah.
Like King Von, no disrespect saying nobody's life is more than the other, but these were people who got out like NWA.
That's literally street shit.
Like
King Von and them is street shit. Snoop Dogg, that's too mainstream. You know what I'm saying?
It's not even too mainstream, but it's like there's no point no more. He set out and did what everybody wants to do.
Yeah.
Run the street life, get out of it. He got out of it. He moved out. You smoke Snoop Dogg for whatever reason. Not saying you gotta go. I'm not gonna go kill you, but somebody gonna kill you, and I'm not gonna question why they did it. I'm not gonna condemn them.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is with rappers now. It's not like I guess back in the 80s, 90s. When NWA and Death Row and all them was starting to really like come out and Yeah. But you gotta think. I highly doubt 30 years from now 6ix9ine to be relevant. I highly doubt Quando Rondo, if he's still alive, will be relevant. It's so many rappers that
I can't think 30 years from now any rapper will be relevant.
21 Savage, he'll probably still be relevant.
I don't. 30 years from now, dude gonna be about 50, 60.
Yeah, we're gonna be about the same age.
Yeah, you think he still be putting music out?
Yeah, well, not still putting music out, but he's gonna be known for something. I mean, okay, you name a recent Snoop Dogg song. Okay, then. But he's still the most relevant, you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Oh, he did great on Saturday night. His commentary, that shit was amazing, dude.
I heard it was great.
Yeah, that shit was good.
That's because he expanded his brand. Until 21 Savage showed that he can extend his brand and do well with it,
Well, I mean, I was just giving that as an example.
But true. But I mean, in general, until any one of them rappers can extend their brand and do better and do well with it, I'm not gonna believe you're not hype. You're not J. Cole, Drake high enough for me to think you're gonna be relevant 20 years from now just off the name alone.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like I'm gonna be honest with you. 20 years from now, J. Cole and Kendrick might not be relevant. Song's still gonna be slapping, but probably not. I'll say the last rapper that I really saw who I know is just like they just have the longevity to go that far is probably Drake.
You think Drake could go like 2030, 2040 still be performing?
Oh no, I'm not saying like they're gonna still be active and doing. I'm saying that they're still gonna be relevant in like a professional in like a celebrity.
Well, I think that's because that's the way Drake does himself.
Right.
Like, J. Cole's a low-key guy. J. Cole, he not out here to put on a show for nobody. The music J. Cole makes is music for J. Cole. I think Drake makes music, that's some for him, some for the people. I think he makes pop songs.
He does.
Yeah. So he makes pop songs that he knows, it's going to be a hit. And I think Kendrick is on like a J. Cole kind of wave mindset.
Well, you also have to think about how many songs reach the radio.
Yeah, that's because Drake's trying to make radio hits.
Right.
Radio hits sell. Whereas J. Cole and Kendrick,
they talk about too much real shit to be on the radio.
Nobody wants to listen to real shit. They want to listen to bubbly shit.
They want to listen to fucking Tootsie Slide. That's what they want to listen to. I fucking hate that song.
I fucking hate Drake. No.
I was gonna say I ain't gonna say all that
because I'm not a huge fan of him. I'll definitely take the other two over, but
yeah. Well, I mean, now I'm not that much of a huge fan of him. I'd say after the album that had
I'll be honest with you, I didn't become a fan of Drake until he bodied Meek Mill.
This might have been the album that he came out with after that. It was it had Nonstop. It had
what is it? Scorpion Reviews.
It might be Scorpion. Was it like a black and white picture?
Yeah, that's I think that's two. I think I thought Views was. I can't remember, but yeah, I didn't. Honestly, because back when Drake was before he even dropped his album, and it was mixtape Drake, he was on the rapping with Wayne. He was rapping. Then he came out with his album, and
it's Scorpion. Yeah, it's Scorpion.
I better find your loving.
Oh yeah, that was dope.
And it was good, but I was like, I still wanted rap Drake. I didn't want this singing pop star Drake.
I don't know that shit.
It was good. I'm not taking it away.
We buff it.
I'm not taking it away.
Nothing's gonna tear us apart.
I'm not taking that away. I'm just saying, only the ones that hit the radio a lot I can listen to. I'm not going down those albums, listen to it. But I wanted to rap Drake. But
oh well, fuck it.
I can't think of any music artist right now 20 years from now.
Hell no.
It's gonna be relevant. Snoop Dogg, I think, has done the best with it.
Probably. I mean, him, Ice Cube, 50 Cent, I mean.
You're right. 50 Cent. I forgot about 50 Cent. There's another one, Dr. Dre, but that's only because of his beats that he did do, but then he sold them. But we still know Dre beats, so Dr. Dre is.
Well, it's just like they venture into all different.
And that's the only way you keep
it's not just like it's not just like they're rappers and that's all that they know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't understand what. So you remember when Lil Wayne and Lil Pump endorsed or were talking about voting for Trump, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lil Wayne, okay, yeah, I can kind of see how I guess people would be like, all right, well, if Lil Wayne fuck with him, I might be able to fuck with him.
Lil Wayne only fuck that nigga because of taxes.
Oh yeah, probably.
Wait,
hell yeah.
Wait, don't
you know you don't give a fuck.
Lil Wayne don't give a fuck about who president or nothing. Lil Wayne will tell you, he's like, hey, my life good. That's exactly how I look at it. But with your body too, honestly, I understand.
I mean,
who the fuck? I'm not fucking voting for Trump just because Pump told me to.
That's what I'm saying. The whole time they said that he didn't even vote.
Who, Pump?
He didn't vote.
I don't think Wayne voted either.
Oh well, fuck it. Well, I guess we'll have until next week to try to think about who the fucking 20 years will still be relevant. You ready in this?
Yes, sir.
All right.